And now it's time for news from around the world. And meanwhile in Turkey, the metaverse is already here for cows at the very least. What does it look like when a cow enters a virtual world? Well, it looks like this, kind of like you'd expect, I guess. They have to put two of them on it. And then just to give you a little close-up look, that's a cow that's in a virtual dystopia, I'm gonna guess, probably. That cow's looking at fake billboards right now. No, there's a reason that a rancher in Turkey decided to do this. He began putting virtual reality headsets on some of his cattle to see if the animals produce more milk when they believe they are outside in a nice sunny field. The farmer said they are watching a green pasture and it gives them an emotional boost. They are less stressed. And apparently the results of this experiment were so positive that the farmer is excited to expand his experiment and plans to buy and install 10 more headsets. Now, I don't know if that means 5 more cows, but there's gonna be more cows. And the cows, apparently their milk output went from 22 liters a day to 27 liters a day. And their KDA ratio is up to 3-to-1 now. Anyway, I'm kidding, they're not playing Call of Duty or anything. So Jayar, what do you think about this? Cows in the metaverse.
Well, I don't know, I guess the makeup of his farm or how much room and space he's got. But this seems like a bit of if you're gonna put on all these cows, I'm not sure how many he's got. This seems like an expensive endeavor to toss all of these virtual reality things on your cows' heads rather than, now this is where maybe my judgment shouldn't come in because I don't know the makeup, the geography of his land. Maybe take him outside?
No, I don't know. Obviously the chat is full of that. Everybody here is an Elon Musk with this idea for a technology that has not been demonstrated, which is to take the cow and move it outside. But no, I assume it's a weather thing and I don't know, but I don't love, I kind of love this because it's an animal in virtual reality and that's just hilarious. But I don't necessarily love the idea that businessmen are starting to get the idea that if we can fool the subjugated working class into believing they're in a better circumstance, they'll produce more. Because it's one thing to make a cow produce more milk, but like, what are they gonna do to us? Like they're gonna have like fake windows. It's like, hey, I'm on a cruise now, and I keep typing away at my desk. I don't know. I feel like this is expandable in kind of a scary way.
100%. Hey, Reese Witherspoon caught some hell on Twitter for saying that pretty soon we're gonna be living a complete virtual, separate identity that's gonna be a virtual version of yourself, and it's gonna be your mirror. And people are like, you're high, aren't you? Just saying, I got a virtual reality set at home. I just don't use it that much, but it's eventually if it becomes something people live in their circles around, that's what it's gonna be. Now, right now, cows are ahead of us. And I did see someone say this, and I wish I'd have thought of it myself, so I can't claim it. But Morpheus jumped in and said to the cow, "You think that's a field you're grazing in?"
Okay, I wish I knew who that was, because that's hilarious. You know what? Not gonna try to top that. Meanwhile, in Tanzania, I want to give all of the credit that I am able to or qualified to give to Magawa, a rat that hunted landmines until he died in retirement. You're seeing that rat there. In a year, you'll see that rat in one of my novels, but that's Magawa, who had been trained to hunt down and identify landmines. It was part of the Hero Rat Initiative, which you cannot give me enough more details about the Hero Rat Initiative, because I assume it's probably just rats who are also trained to find landmines. But what if it's other things? This is the Rescue Rangers, but in practice and more heroic than they ever were, mind you. So they have been trained to detect landmines, also detect tuberculosis. Over the course of a year's long career, I'm assuming not many years, because I don't think rats live very long. I think they live like 7 to 9 years or something. Magawa found more than 100 landmines and other pieces of unexploded ordnance. He's described as the most successful rat in the program to date, and got a gold medal from a charity. The head of the charity said his legacy will live on for decades to come in the lives he has helped to save through his incredible work detecting landmines in Cambodia. I love this rat. Granted, the rat had no idea what it was doing, but I love that this rat was more productive and heroic than I will ever be.
Yeah, This rat has definitely helped humankind quite a bit. Gotten accolades, medals, awards. The only problem with this is that the rat has no clue, as you pointed out. And the rat is just kind of going, okay, nice medal, but where's the cheese? Like, where's my reward? What this is he's disarmed or detected hundreds of landmines. He just had hundreds of rewards. That's great for him. And good job. What was his name again? Magawa. Good job, Magawa. But his legacy does not live on amongst the rats because he was just crawling around finding stuff.
Rats are innocent, okay? I want you to understand that. So here's the thing, rats are innocent, we are not. Because while rats can be trained to find landmines, there's a different kind of mammal, an awful kind of mammal that plants landmines, and that's us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Landmines in Cambodia have been there as a result of decades of conflict. They've caused more than 64,000 casualties already. Parts of the country are also littered with unexploded ordnance that we dropped way back in the Vietnam War. And so here's where the story gets a little bit less hopeful. So Magawa successfully identified 100 landmines and pieces of exploded ordnance. How many landmines are there in Cambodia? It's believed that there are about 6 million.
Jesus.
That's the only thing the world should talk about for a year. And that's just one country. Landmines like that, unexploded landmines, are problems in many countries, but it's gonna take a lot of rats, a lot of Magawa to find all those.
The thing about the cowardice of humans, I'm a badass, I'm gonna fight this war, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna take over, whatever reason politically you have to fight a war. And because I'm so badass, I'm gonna put some bombs in the ground so that randomly people can step on them because I'm a badass. Who in Mario Kart thinks it's a bigger skill to drop the landmine behind you or the green turtle shell rather than to shoot it at the guy in front of you and happen to have enough skill to hit him? Nobody thinks that you have more skill by dropping it behind you. You definitely have more skill by looking the guy in the back of his car and shooting Princess Peach right in her back.
That is indisputable and indecipherable.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.